Unexpected facts about stress. Stress is present in everyone's life. At work, at home, at university, on public transport, in public places everywhere we can encounter stress. And, as a rule, stress has a negative impact on a person's mental, emotional, and physical well-being. The most common effects of life pressure include malaise, depressed mood, apathy, irritability, loss of vitality, and several others. But there are also consequences that you and I don't even know about, and some of them may even be shocking to some degree. Don't believe it? Then here are some surprising facts about stress. Here's a list of how stressful conditions can affect people. Researchers in Sweden have found that stress causes many people to be 1% less tall in the evening than in the morning. Stress, in fact, causes the muscles in the back and shoulders to tighten, and the person to lean a little on the floor. Stress is often referred to as the silent killer, and can lead to cardiac arrhythmias, heart disease, high blood pressure, and chest pain. Apart from the above diseases, stress often triggers diseases such as cancer and cirrhosis of the liver. Incidentally, there are many suicides among those who are regularly exposed to stress. For comparison, the first references to stress are found in Homer's Iliad. Achilles says that he feels an emotional decline and has suicidal thoughts every now and then. In turn, a Swedish study showed that men who were stressed about a job change were 39% more likely to complain of hearing problems than others. Scientists believe the problems are caused by excessive stimulation of inner ear receptors by stress hormones and anxiety. This is called sensory neural hearing loss, and once you are affected, there is no way to improve your hearing. Another unpleasant symptom caused by stress is scabies. Stressful situations activate the part of the brain that is responsible for the itching sensation, which in turn can cause scabies, skin lesions, and other unpleasant things. Many people believe that stress can cause graying, although this is often considered a myth. However, severe stress is known to cause hair loss, which can begin within 3 months of the stressful event. Stress studies have also been conducted at Yale University. As it turns out, stress contributes to an increase in proteins that can slow and even stop the growth of synapses, the connective elements that ensure communication between neurons. This can lead to a reduction in the mass of the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in decision-making. Worst of all, excessive stress can trigger the development of Alzheimer's disease. When stress becomes chronic in a child, it can stunt the child's growth, because it reduces the body's ability to produce growth hormones by the pituitary gland. Although little research has been done on the relationship between the brain and the gut, experts at the University of California, Los Angeles explain that stress hormones have a stimulating effect on areas of the brain responsible for regulating the gut, and therefore can lead to upset stomach and vomiting. Stress has a negative effect on the female body, specifically on the maturation and release of eggs, and can even lead to miscarriages in pregnant women. Men should also be concerned. Stress affects sperm motility and sperm count, and can also cause erectile dysfunction. The stress hormone cortisol promotes the accumulation of abdominal fat and an increase in fat cells, which in turn leads to morbid obesity. The chronic form of stress contributes to higher levels of cytokines, which cause all kinds of inflammation. People often react to stress with overexcitement, and overexcitement is the cause of chronic insomnia. Men are much more likely than women to suffer from stress-related reactions, such as high blood pressure, aggressive behavior, alcoholism, and drug addiction. Stress can cause hormonal changes in the human body that reduce sex drive. On the other hand, sex can also help alleviate stressful conditions. If stress occurs abruptly and unexpectedly, it causes broken heart syndrome, also known as cardiomyopathy, increased weakness of the heart muscle. Stress is a fixture in some professions. In recent years, for example, real estate agents, advertising executives, photojournalists, pilots, and surgeons have been the most stressful professions. If you read these facts, you may think that you should avoid stress as much as possible because it can be very harmful. However, we do not advise this, because stress also has a number of positive qualities. Positive characteristics of stress. Once again, here is a short list. According to Dr. Richard Shelton of the University of Alabama, stress does not always have a negative effect on the human body. If it becomes chronic, you should seek professional help, but if you only experience stress periodically, it can be good for you. Stress increases intellectual performance because the brain produces more neurotrophins to keep neurons alive and connected. Stress strengthens the immune system because the body, feeling its effects, begins to prepare for potentially dangerous situations in which interleukins, substances responsible in some way for maintaining immunity, are produced. Stress mobilizes the body's defenses, but only temporarily. Under stress, the body becomes more resilient because stress is a kind of training for the emotional system and the psyche. When one deals with stress and copes with the problems associated with it, one becomes more resilient to more serious problems. Stress is motivating. This type of stress is called positive stress, or simply eustress. It puts people in a state of saving energy and resources in which they simply don't have time to put things off, think or worry about anything. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University found that babies born to women exposed to mild to moderate forms of stress during pregnancy developed faster motor skills and tendencies. Under severe stress, a person's pupils dilate to perceive as much visual information about what is happening as possible. Scientists argue that stress is an important part of the evolutionary process because it contributes to the ability of creatures to survive. Stress promotes blood clotting, which helps prepare the body for injury, but the flip side of the coin is that frequent stress can lead to blood clots. As in any other field, you have to know the limits when it comes to stress. You should not feel too much stress, but at the same time you should live in such a way that you can shake up your body a little from time to time. By the way, did you know that stress hormones are produced much less if you eat dark chocolate and drink cocoa? And when you laugh more, you are less stressed and your immune system is strengthened. You and stress, we want you to know that when dealing with stress, anxiety, and all kinds of destructive mental states, it's important to know your personality. By the way, it's always good to know yourself because it allows you to function much better in the world, not to mention the stressful situations you find yourself in. So we encourage you to get busy with yourself. We wish you the best of luck in your self-knowledge and in life in general.